All right, folks, welcome to the zone. Liverpool 2, Manchester United 2. We are discussing the game, having a chat. I don't think anyone is going to say Ten Hag in or out based off that performance, or players in or out based off that performance. But as an overarching theme of the whole season, I think once again, just like the Chelsea game, that game sums up where we are. So the manager's been in, he's been in control a while now, and after a while you kind of meant to be seeing some form of blueprint of how we want to play, what we want to do with the ball when we're out of possession, in possession, blah blah blah. You know, obviously you can watch the game with your eyes, you can look at stats, you can do a whole host of stuff, but when I'm watching the game, I'm not thinking, oh, we're so close, or we're really close to building something here. Stick with these players and stick with this manager and setup because, couple tweaks here and there. No, I'm really genuinely not seeing what's even going on. So you've got, we've got a lot of injuries, okay, but is that stopping us playing? When Liverpool make a load of subs and the younger people come on, or Liverpool playing in a vastly different direction when Harvey Elliott comes on, or they have to play a different centre back or a different left back, like Simicast or something? Are they playing in a different way? No. I mean, this game was just barbaric again. It's just it's almost like Gary Neville said. When they're taking throw-ins, our whole team is in front of the ball, meaning they can then throw it towards our penalty box, and all our attackers are past that, so they have to start running backwards. Every time they had a through ball, we were wide open. I don't think that game was good. I think it took a couple of world-class random goals to equalise. And then here's what I will say, because I know most people don't have much of an attention span, so we'll keep it short. We were doing all right at 2-1, and they were really panicking. Klopp was going crazy. And he takes off Garnacho. Rasmus Højlund was completely dead on his feet. He could have put he could have put Ahmad on that side and then stuck Garnacho up top just as a counter-attack option. Or something, right? Instead, he takes off, kind of starts to take off our attackers. And what I felt like that did, you can let me know, is their right back, I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now, suddenly started to attack, and they started to attack down that right-hand side, and there was loads of pressure. Him, Harvey Elliott, and after 3 or 4 of those attacks, Wan-Bissaka dived in and gave away the pen. And I think that just came because we suddenly had no left winger. There was no pressure there, and their fullback could just come up the pitch freely without worrying about the counter-attack. I think that was... I always think when you play in a top side, in a big game, you need the counter-attack option just to threaten, even if they're not actually doing it. I thought Amrabat was poor when he came on, and I want to give a special shout-out to Casemiro. I feel like he had a Liverpool shirt on today. I don't even know what I was watching. Some of the clearances, every single pass was just horrific, and he stayed on the entire game and probably should have been sent off. I feel like if, I just think when I think of the manager, I think of, we've got Ahmad. He scores the winner in the FA Cup to get us through to the semis, and his reward is to not play a single minute. Now, I'm not one of these people that think players should be rewarded. I probably differ in that regard, because let's say Mo Salah doesn't play, or he has a bad game, and Harvey Elliott comes on, or whoever, and scores a winning goal. That doesn't necessarily mean, oh, well, suddenly Mo Salah, you've lost your place. No, I believe you pick your best players, and even if your subs are having impact, well, that's just good. It doesn't mean they replace your starters. But with our starters being quite poor, and Ahmad, it wasn't just a random goal. He actually played very well. And by the sounds of it, he took on board the feedback of the coaches, they were saying. He's had no reward for doing well. That would rub me the wrong way if I was him. Mason Mount, I think, should have come on for Casemiro, and it should have been Kobe Mainoo, Mason Mount holding the ball. And I think we should have kept that attacking threat as a left winger. even putting Anthony on that left hand side, or just doing a like for like swap. I don't particularly like Ten Hag's in game management. Um, Obviously, I think players were poor. I think Rashford was poor today again. Um, Hoyland doesn't ever get a pass, but does he? Does he make himself available enough for the pass? Does he drop deep? Like, I don't know. Maybe you can judge that differently, but at the moment, I'm holding off on him because he's not getting much of the ball, is he? So it's 2-2. It's a whatever. If it was a Man City Arsenal, if it was a Liverpool City, you're a top club, you take 2-2 and you say okay, whatever. But when you throw it away like that and you've just thrown away multiple games, I think you've got to start to look at the players and the manager. And I'm not going to be annoyed about this result. Ultimately, it literally means nothing. Whether we won or not, Liverpool could still win the league. Arsenal could still win the league. We're still not going to do anything. So, it doesn't really mean anything, this match. But it's just very, very irritating to watch your football club be complete banter. Like, the football we're playing, it's just like run up and down. Pray they lose the ball and you can pinch it. I mean, yeah, Kobe Mainoo's goal was absolutely outstanding, but it kind of came from nothing. And Bruno's goal came from nothing. Apart from that, I can't remember creating any good chances, peppering the goal. Can't remember. I don't think of crosses going to Hoyland. I don't think of any 1-2s on the box. I don't think of anyone building possession on the edge of the box. It's just like a basketball match. It's just crazy, and it's totally not sustainable. And the manager's quite happy with it. I mean, I'm not going to say, you can't compare apples and oranges and blah blah blah, but Klopp clearly was unhappy with how his team were playing, and they got hold of the ball in the end and got the equaliser. Probably could have won it. Our team are playing like headless chickens from minute one, and Ten Hag just seems okay with it. I don't get the notion of he hasn't got the right players, blah blah blah. Like, there comes a point where you've got to coach the team you've got, and maybe this is his style. Well, if this is his style of football, it's not sustainable. I mean, I'll pull up the stats now just out of interest if I can get them on the BBC website. 62% possession for Liverpool, 28 shots. Another 30 shots on goal. It's totally not sustainable, is it? So yeah, this game isn't the reason to sack Ten Hag or get mad about all the players, obviously. But it's just another notch, isn't it, of what the hell is going on? Like, it doesn't inspire any confidence, this style of football. A proper team will just kill the game off immediately. And I'll be honest, man, I know Onana had an alright game again, but those low shots, there was a couple by Diaz that weren't particularly well struck. They're causing huge panic. The low down shots never ever does well with. And there was 5 or 6 there that he could have caught and he just didn't catch. And I know modern goalkeepers don't catch. I don't quite know why. I'm not a goalkeeper, never have been. So maybe there's some technical reason for it, but just constantly palming it out is very strange. I think Kambawala, I think his name was, played well. He looked quite promising. Dalot was okay. Wan-Bissaka honestly was doing all right until he got overran because he had nobody on his side. I think that was poor management. I don't think anyone played particularly bad. Anthony wasn't great when he came on, but he wasn't bad. I don't think anybody played bad. But, it's just not very inspiring, is it? When you see people saying like, oh, we can build a team around, I'll just make up some names. Rashford, Casemiro, Varane, Dalot, Onana, blah. Like, I don't feel like that. I feel like anyone is up for the chopping block at a serious club. Like, if you cut out toxic positivity and you actually look at the squad and how it's going, how Casemiro survived 90 minutes. He was awful, man. He was absolutely awful, and he was awful in the last match, and he's been awful for quite some time, and Yeah, I don't know. It was an okay game, I guess, but nothing to write home about.